Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Today we're going to be doing a Japan haul. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today's video is going to be my Japan haul, which includes all of the bits that I picked up on my most recent trip while I was in Japan. In case you didn't know, I went to Japan from the 11th of July until the 4th of August. That's the day I left and the day I came back. I'm currently sharing a lot of input on my Instagram as well as my Facebook page to just show some pictures, and I will show you vlogs of everything I've done over on my second channel. So if you want vlogs and you want to see what I've done, then go there. This haul isn't just beauty, it's also going to be like souvenirs and gifts for other people. Some like food things and stuff and clothes. I just thought I would rope everything into one giant haul. If you are a family member, my best friend, or my neighbor, then maybe don't watch until the end of the video, because I do want to show my followers what gifts I got as well. You're probably expecting me to have bought a lot of skincare. I did not. I found out while I was there that a lot of the skincare I was interested in I can very easily get through YESSTYLE for a similar price point, and I had just before I had left been sent a whole host of new skincare items by Medicube to test out. So I was like, if I buy more skincare now, it's not going to make a lot of sense. So I mainly focused my beauty shopping on buying some makeup bits, and I bought a couple of bits just to try it, and I had to use up my yen at the end of the trip. So let me get started with the makeup and the beauty products, because that's of course the aim of this channel, so that I have that out of the way, and then I can show you my actual like true souvenirs that I've bought, and then sort of make my way through that. So let's start with the bits that I bought that aren't makeup, but that are sort of beauty related. And some of the bits I'm showing you at the start of this video are going to go into the giveaway that I'm currently hosting, because as part of eyeshadow palette month, I'm not only going to give away the Viseart eyeshadow palette I already showed you in my giveaway video. I will make sure to link the video down below so you can enter if you haven't yet. But I did buy multiples of some of the items I've bought in terms of makeup and skincare to give away to one of you guys. So I'm going to be including in the giveaway the Biodance face mask. So I do want to keep like one or two of these for me, and because I believe there's 4 of them in here. Yes, there's 4 of them in here. And then I'm going to give away 2 of them. I'm not a huge fan of sheet masks, but this is incredibly viral. It's the Bio Collagen Real Deep Mask. So I'm going to give away 2 of these to the winner, and I'm gonna keep 2 of them for myself. They didn't sell them individually, else I would have done that, but I was like, you know what? I can put them in the giveaway if I have too many. So that's definitely something I'm going to be doing. Then these little towel things are everywhere in Japan. You see everybody using them. They very often don't have like anything to dry your hands at toilets, public toilets. So one of these towels can be used for that, but they're also really, really good for wiping away sweat, because I did go to Japan in the summertime. It was 35 degrees Celsius almost every single day I was there, and I already bought one of them while I was there that I had been using because I just needed something on the go. But I decided to buy this blue-green one from Family Mart. So this way it's a nice thoughtful thing. I thought they could be handy for like festivals and like if you're out and about, that it can be helpful. Another thing that everyone in Japan uses that I wanted to take home, because I bought this makes noise. I bought a small pack of this to have in my purse on the go while I was there, but it's these Biore -3 Celsius sort of wipes. Essentially what they are a type of makeup wipe product, but inside is like an alcohol minty sort of thing that cools down your skin. So when you tend to overheat, this can be really helpful. And then I went to, what was it called? Symes, I think they're called. And they had this on offer. It's a patch, and there's 140 of them in here. And I saw this brand advertised on TV while I was like in my hotel room. And it's supposed to help with like muscle pains and stuff. And since My shoulder is doing a lot better than it did even a couple of months ago. In case you don't know what's going on, I did an entire video about it, but it's still a little achy sometimes. So it's like, these are smaller patches. Here in the Netherlands, the patches tend to be quite big because they're more so for your like back and stuff, but these are supposed to go on here. So I thought it could be helpful, and you were only allowed to buy 2 packs anyways. I was like, this way I can try it. I don't use these things all the time, so there's 140 of them in here, so I will have enough to try. And for some reason, there were a lot of these patches around in Japan. I don't know why. Do people just really get achy feet? I don't know. And then we have the sunscreen that I picked up. I still had a bit of yen left once I got to the airport, and I just needed to use it up to not have too much money left. So I bought the Biore spray. So this is something you can spray onto your face. This was everywhere, but these products are, I think they even now have them here at my local drugstore. And as I already mentioned, YESSTYLE does a lot of these as well. And I have a lot of commission that I still need to use towards a purchase on YESSTYLE, and the plan is to just buy a bunch of Korean and Japanese skincare on there and use the commission, which makes it actually cheaper than waiting for bringing it to, having to haul it across the world. I got some drugstore makeup. So when I went to Sames, I actually found Saison and Can Make, and those are 2 brands. Like, I've tried Can Make before, but I haven't tried Saison. This is how you write it. And I just picked up some small bits. Some of this is going to go into the giveaway. I wanted to keep this Pearl Glow Nuancer in N2, which is like a pinky lilac version for myself. But then this pink tone, which is the Pearl Glow Highlight, I thought I could add to the giveaway. So that's going to go in there. And then I found this eyeshadow. This is the only eyeshadow I bought. Everything looked the same. So I was like, you know what? I already have a lot of Asian beauty eyeshadow at home. So I felt like a lot of the makeup that was on offer was either a cushion foundation, a lip tint, or a cheek thing, and mascara and eyeliner. But eyeshadow was pretty hard to come by, and especially not interesting bits. I was like, this way I can try the brand, so I bought this little bit here. And then I bought these 2 blushes, and again, I think one of these I'm going to give away. So there's the Blend Color Cheek number 2, and the Glow Fleur Cheeks Blend Type by Can Make. So I think I'm going to keep the Can Make one and then give away the Saison. So that way it's not all for me, you could say. And then for the giveaway, one for me, one for you, one of you guys, I picked up this shade from the Peri Para Ink Velvets that I didn't know yet. This is in Mauve Full Nude. I swatched it on the back of my hand. It was beautiful. It's one of the first things I picked up. I found a huge supermarket with a beauty section next to it in an Aeon mall. I saw those all over Japan, but there was a really big one in Matsumoto, the first place I went to. And so I picked these up. And I also hadn't seen this product again when I was around. And we all know I love the Ink Velvets from Peri Para. And this is from a special nude range. It had its own little display. And so one for you, one for me kind of thing. And I did that with some other bits as well. I also found this from Peri Para. This was at Loft. That was the place I shopped at the most, by the way. The Syrupy Talk Cheek in Sunshine Fig. And it's really interesting. Let me see if I can open this up. Because it's like a blush thing. Looks really cute. This is the packaging. And then it has a little like thing that you can press at the bottom, and that's how you squirt out the product. I tried it on the back of my hand, and this shade looked really pretty. It's like a very good neutrally thing. So again, one for you, one for me, because I picked up 2, and I just got it in the same shade because I'm basic. And then I did the same thing with this. This is by Romand, and this is their Juicy Lasting Tint, another product that I love. Romand was everywhere in Japan. Like, I found them in every single place that stocked beauty products, which I thought was lovely. And I picked up the shade Jujube Jam for, again, one for you, one for me. So I thought that way we have some favorites of mine in different shades. And then this one I picked up deliberately for the giveaway. This is also a juicy lasting tint from Romand, and this is in shade 14 Peach Mocha, and it said on the display that this was a Japan exclusive, and I was like, this is not my shade, I know that, but I think it's going to be fun to give away a Japan exclusive makeup product to one of you guys. So those are the bits I'm adding to the giveaway. These like Peri Para things, and then these Romand things, and then some cheek things by Saison, and that way you can test out some Asian makeup as well. And then I got some more bits. I actually picked up one mascara. This is from a brand called Majorca. I think I've seen them around. This was a brown mascara. It's the Lash Expander something, I don't know. Picked this up again very early on the trip, but this was, again, a brand that was around almost everywhere. And I love a brown mascara, and I wanted to try some. But I was very confused because obviously I don't speak Japanese or read the characters. So it was sometimes a little bit difficult to pick out. I got two more juicy lasting tints for me from Romand because I found a display that had Grape Balm and Plum Coke. And these looked really pretty. They seem to be a slightly different texture, and this was in Loft again where I found them. And then I also found Fui, and they had some new products that I hadn't seen yet. This is the Pink Obsession Stay Fit Lip Tint in Need Pink. I still need to take pictures of these things, so that's why they're not coming out of their packaging. One thing I just want to test to see if it's doing okay, whether it's okay, is a highlighter. This is the Glitz Stone Highlighter. I just love the packaging. I hope this comes out, and I hope it didn't break in transit because this was stuck in my bag somewhere. Look at the packaging. I just thought these looked so fun, and this was like brand new from the brand. And it's like a periwinkle bluey purple. And when I swatched these, they felt really, really cool. They also had, this was in Loft. It was so fun. They had these pocket eyeshadow palettes that you could like put on a keychain, but I was like, you know, I'm not 14 anymore, so that's not something I'm gonna play with. What shall we do next? Oh, this still falls sort of in the beauty category, I think. This is one of those neck things. You can, I think it says on the back, I used Google Translate to figure out how this works. You can either stick it in your freezer or in your fridge, or you can wet it with water, and then it cools your neck. So you can like hang it around your neck, and so many people were wearing these in theme parks when I was there. And I thought this, for really hot weather in the Netherlands, would just be a game changer. So that's why I picked this up. And I needed an extra bag, so I bought one of these bags from Don Quixote. I had heard on, or had seen on TikTok that they sold them there. And it's a bag that you can fold out, and then it can be used as a carry-on bag. This is the smallest size they do, and it was big enough for me, so this was really helpful. Then we're getting to actual souvenirs. The most important souvenir I bought is actually something that I carried around with me the entire time. It looks a little messy, but it can now come out of its little cover. This is a Goshuin book. And I decided to, I knew before I went on this trip that I would be visiting a lot of temples. And what this essentially is a little book that you take around with you. It has, oh, there's not an empty page here, but it has empty pages, and every temple you visit, well, not all of them, but a lot of the temples you visit will have an office where you can get a stamp of you having visited that temple. It's a sort of pilgrimage kind of practice. It comes with like prayers and stuff, like some of the sheets you get to protect the ink from bleeding contain little prayers or information about the shrine. And here's where the book starts. This was from the temple where I bought it in Matsumoto, and it's actually full. Mine is actually all the way to the back. They've been filling it with these stamps. Ooh. It's like a little harmonica like this. And it just folds out, and then I have some more in the back here. So I still know roughly what shrine was what sort of thing, and sometimes you like get little information about the shrine. So it's really, really fun to have done that and to take this book around with me and to have all of those stamps as a little keepsake. So this was the main thing. I need to go through it and take out like the ones that don't have a prayer on them or something to just put them somewhere else. And while I was on the trip, I actually junk journaled all of the tickets and stuff I had, leaflets, into a little journal every couple of days. So I now have a nicely filled junk journal that is filled to the brim with all of my Japan keepsakes. So those are like my two main souvenirs. So I only got small bits here and there for myself to take home. So you can actually buy goshuin like on a piece of paper as well at some shrines. Like not all of them do it live while you're there. So this one I still need to stick into my little booklet. I think, yeah, it's this way. So this is from a temple, and I just thought this was extra special with the blue and the green. So that I still need to stick into the booklet myself. And then I actually got a special one from Himeji, from the castle. They had these there. They sold them as a little souvenir at the souvenir shop. So that's my keepsake for that part of the trip. Like, I decided to buy something as a keepsake every part of the trip. That was sort of the deal, you could say. And then, so that was for the Hiroshima part of the trip. In the Tokyo part of the trip, I got myself a little Hello Kitty bag charm. I thought she was really cute. I actually want to make a little shrine in my house with like Japan things. So this is probably going to go there. A little charm from a shrine. So this is something that gives you good luck. And I also got one for both my neighbors because I'm going to be seeing them next week. And then I got this from one of those, like, you can, like, they have all these little machines that you can, like, get a ball out of, and it's a whole thing. So I decided to do that one time in Matsumoto, and I got I believe it's called a taiyaki ball, which is typical for that region. So I thought that little pin could go there. And then I got some Daruma dolls. So I got this one from the Katsuoji shrine. It had a little fortune inside it, and it has a little wish. And you can actually, when your fortune comes out, you can go back and put this in the shrine if you want to. And then Matsumoto, actually, I didn't know this, but every region has its own type of Daruma doll. So I actually got one for Matsumoto as well because it has the big eyebrows. Like, look, they're different. So I thought that was fun. So I have my little Daruma guys. And then I actually went to the Lucky Cat Shrine in Tokyo. And I got myself a little Lucky Cat. So that can go with the Daruma doll. So that's for my little Japan nook in my home. And then another thing I'm going to add to that little nook is going to be this fan and some more goshuin paper. So I'm actually going to frame these and this fan, and this was super cheap actually in terms of souvenirs. This one I got for free. This was 500 yen for all three. And these, while I was there, Gion Matsuri was on, which is a Japanese summer festival that's going on in Kyoto, and they have all of these floats that you can visit, and there's a street market with food and stuff. And then they also had these goshuin that are made to commemorate this festival. So, and like what's going on there. So I thought these were fun. And then I can like frame these and like have a whole thing. And then with the fan and then little things. And that way I have my own little like Japan nook in my home, you could say. And then I got a free fan as well during that festival, which I think is just, I don't know, commercial. So I can use these when I go dancing, I figured. And then I still have this tag that they put on my luggage when I sent my luggage from one place to the next. So I figured that could go. I think that's it in terms of true like souvenirs from Japan specifically. But I did buy some other bits. I actually bought some things at theme parks that I visited because I went to Universal Studios and the Disney parks. So I went a little ham. So the first place I went to was Universal Studios when I was staying in Osaka. And of course I had to visit Super Nintendo World, and I had to get myself a band so I could play the games. I got the Toad one. I kept it in its box. I think I'm going to make this like a display piece somehow as well. And then whenever I could get myself a souvenir mug, I did. So I went to Super Nintendo World and I got this little, it was like a banana smoothie sort of cocktail type of thing with ice cream in. Came with the spoon and with the mug if you bought it. And then of course they have Harry Potter World there as well. So I got myself a frozen butterbeer, which I hadn't had before. And I actually have Harry Potter related mugs from the studio store in London, as well as from the theme park in Orlando. And this one actually also says Universal Studios Japan at the bottom. So I thought that could be fun to have that as a memory. And then I forgot my hat that day, and it was super sunny. It was 35 degrees, bright blue skies, sun, and Universal doesn't actually have really good shades. So I actually bought a little hat. My hair is not going to allow me to put it on, but this is a little hat. I was like, I'll just go all the way. And it has the two little mushrooms from Super Nintendo, and then the little question mark for when you can like jump up and like get your little extra bits. So I got that. I wore it that day. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it in the future because it has no use outside of that park. And then I got myself a little Yoshi because I love Yoshi. So I got that as a little gift for myself. And then when I was in Tokyo, I went to Disney. So I got some Disney bits. I got a fan, not because I didn't have a fan already, but this one is a lot faster. And I think you can actually like put it down like this. So it can be good for taking with me to work, and it actually runs on batteries. And the one I had to be charged. So, and you can hang it on your neck, which mine also couldn't do. So that's why this I thought would just be, again, helpful even if we have summer in the Netherlands. And then I went a little Winnie the Pooh crazy. They had a Winnie the Pooh ride, which I thought was fun. And the thing that you see everybody doing in Tokyo Disney is popcorn. And then they have popcorn buckets. And when I saw this, I just thought, that's too cute. Will I ever use this ever again? No. Again, it has a sash so you can carry it like a little bag if you want. I still need to clean it out. But you could also get popcorn refills. So if you had a bucket like this, you could get a refill for a lot cheaper than when you had to buy it again. So I went a little Winnie the Pooh crazy. Bought my little headband, which I thought was really fun. Here we go. And then I got a little shoulder pell. You can stick this to your clothes. It has little clamps, and then he can sit on your shoulder. So the next time I go to Disney, I need to do a Winnie the Pooh sort of themed thing, I think. I mean, I'm going to be that kind of Disney adult now. But yeah, I thought it was really fun. So yeah, went a little Winnie the Pooh crazy, but I also just thought they were fun little gifts to bring home for myself. When you see Japan hauls, you probably see a lot of people bringing back food, which is something I didn't do. A lot of people buy a lot of like Kit Kats and stuff, but the ones that I found, I can find at my local like Asian supermarket. So I didn't need to buy those. What I did buy are things I have already opened, which is this strawberry candy, which was actually really good. And I got these sort of like tablets so that you don't dehydrate, which were really helpful on hikes and stuff I did. So I was like, I might as well bring it home because it was opened. And then I can just have them here as well if it's really hot. And then these I bought for my niece and nephew to gift to them because I'm not going to be eating these. But again, I had yen left at the end of the trip and I had to use it up, so I bought this. So the next section that's closest to me is like craft things. Because if there's something you can buy really well in Japan, it's stationery and like pens and things like that. So I got a couple of bits from Loft and Hands, which are a very similar type of store. And I went to Itoya, which is a shop in Ginza that was crafting stationery heaven, and a lot of it was a lot cheaper than it is here. So from Loft, I got one of these like cutters to open up a box, but it also has something that allows you to very easily open envelopes if you want. So I thought that would just be helpful It was very cheap. And then this is one of those like corner things. So you can, I thought this would be great for journaling, to have something that you can actually like make the corners not so sharp and you can actually round off the corner. Washi tape, I didn't buy too much. I actually found that was relatively expensive, but this was fun. I spotted it in Hands. It's zodiac sign themed, and since I'm Cancer, I thought I could pick that up. And then I got these things for my coloring journey. I had actually read before I left to go to Japan that Japan has these plastic things that will prevent your coloring page from bleeding onto the next one, for fairly cheap. So I was like, I'll wait until I go to Japan to buy that. So I think this is going to be the most useful. It's very flexible and it's very thin, and I think it's also going to be big enough to fit into a coloring book. So I think that's going to be helpful. And then I also found this clear blue. They also had a red one. I have no clue what the differences are. This is a little sturdier. It's a little thicker. I think it may actually be too small, or it might be a perfect fit. I don't know. And then what I actually found is that they have this as well. So I thought a clear would be better. But this is actually something that they use to teach children how to write. And that's what I actually found out online, that's why Japan has these things. So it has a texture to it that allows you to then like really have to work your pen. But I thought if I turn it around, because the other side is smooth, maybe the bubbly bit on the bottom can be like a bit of like an anti-slip sort of situation. So I'll see which one of these I use the most. I'm thinking right now it's going to be this one, but I mainly picked this one up because it's clear, because none of the other ones they had were clear. It was always like blue, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna like that, but yeah, I just thought it could be helpful. Right now I'm always using like a separate, an extra sheet of paper, but I just feel that it just is a waste of paper that way. And then from Itoya, I got some stamps. I just thought these were really pretty. These are really sort of like small ones. Again, for journaling, I thought it could be nice. And now see, I did pick up some more washi tape. Oh yeah, it's like that wave that's really famous. Very Japan-esque. And then this I thought was really fun as well, because this can also allow you to have different corners for things that you want to cut. So it has this like wavy pattern, and then this pattern and this pattern. So I thought that could be helpful. And I just thought these cards were really pretty. So I'm not sure what I want to do with these yet. Maybe I want to like frame them as well and just have them be part of my little Japan corner, or maybe I can use it for journaling. I don't know yet. But the majority of what I bought from Itoya are pens. They had so many pens, and they have so many. Like there's Copic markers in here. I got some gel pens, some fine liners, and the thing I feel that I go through the fastest is browns. So I got some brown Copic pens, and then some like gel pens, and some fine liners in browns and greens and blues, because again, those are the colors that I'm missing the most in my like gel pen fine liner collection. So this is mainly to keep continuing my coloring journey as much as I'm doing that. I think that was Itoya. The biggest purchase, I had a little bit of a wish list before I went to Japan for myself. Of course, some beauty products, I knew that, but I also knew I wanted to get myself a Japanese knife. Those are pricey. This was the most expensive thing I bought, but this is something you're going to have for the rest of your life if you take care of it. So I went to Tsujiki Market, and that's where they had loads of knife shops, and this shop was really helpful as well. And so they did it in a little box, and it's sharpened already. So here is what the knife looks like. So it's just your standard chef's knives. It's a little bit smaller than the average chef's knife because I don't have really big hands. So this is the one that I went for. It was, like I said, the most expensive thing that I bought. I got some matcha. This is just matcha from the supermarket, so I just wanted to test it out to see. This says powder matcha from Uji. I can try that. And I just bought a couple of ones to see whether I would like it. This is in a little jar. Some people were saying online that there's a matcha shortage in Japan. There really isn't. The matcha shortage is only there for like the viral brands on TikTok. If you go to a regular supermarket, you'll find loads of matcha. And I went to Loft. I already mentioned that place because I wanted to get some nice things there for myself. And they had loads of matcha and hojicha. So hojicha is roasted green tea. And that's something I really discovered on the trip. So I knew I wanted to take it home. And this is just 30 grams of the stuff. This was a little harder to find than actual matcha. And then I just bought some like box standard matcha. And then they also had this ceremonial matcha, which I thought I could give a whirl. Then, so excited for these. I also wanted to get some nice chopsticks. And I couldn't really find ones that I really liked in Loft until I found these. It's a set of 5, which is a little blue and white. And then they did have, I thought this was so fun. Not sure if I'm actually going to use this. This could actually be something I just display in my little Japan corner. Because I just thought it could be so fun. Why am I not being able to open this? Hold on. It's a chopstick holder in the shape of Mount Fuji. I just liked it. But they also did these, which I thought was really nice as well. I was like, I don't need a million of these things. So I got this little see-through with like silver thread running through. It looks like a little stone. That's really pretty. And then on my last day in Kamakura, so the last day I did anything for real, I actually found a little shop that these really beautiful burgundy ones. So again, one of these is going to be a display piece. I think the glittery one. And then the other one I actually want to use. These feel a little bit more weighted as well. But these were only 350 yen each. And in a lot of the touristy places where you found chopsticks, things like this would be like over 1,000 yen. So I figured I would pick these up. I just thought these red ones were really pretty. Because that was also on the wish list. Chopstick, matcha, knife. And another thing I wanted to get at, and this is why I went to Loft in the first place, because I knew they'd have this, is a little matcha set. So you can buy the set separately as well. It comes with a little whisk, comes with a little spoon, and it comes with a matcha bowl. So this is something that was really on the wish list for me that I knew I wanted to get. And at Loft, they were not super cheap, but also not the most expensive that I've seen. You can make this as expensive as you want. They also sell everything separately, but the one I got, if you bought everything separately, it would be more expensive than getting the set. And then when I was at Loft, they had a sale on. So the matcha set and this I actually put in my carry-on luggage because I didn't want these to break. But they did wrap it really well, I have to say. Like, give it to the Japanese to be super careful with their crockery. Because ceramics in Japan is like a whole thing. Like, everything gets its own little bowl. I'm not that life. I'm not about that life. So I got these little bowls to have my morning yogurt from. And these were only 400 yen each because they were on sale. Look at how pretty. Like, the little, it looks like it's like coming in from the outside, but this is like a different print. And then it has the dark blue at the back and then this little line and it has the brown. So pretty. Let's do clothes and accessories. So on my final day in Kamakura, I actually found a place that sold these wallets. And these things were, again, everywhere in all the touristy areas. And I was actually looking for a new wallet because I have a really nice one. But then I spotted this and I was like, I like that. It was just this little shop on Komanchi Street. That's what it was called. And I was actually looking for something that's better at holding my cards. I got a new wallet when I was in Edinburgh, but it's actually too big for what I like using it for. So I'm hoping that this is going to fit some more of my cards in here. I am a little bit worried about this being in the middle, but I'm just gonna take it into use and see how it goes. And I just, like, these kind of wallets are everywhere in Japan, so I thought that was fun. Okay, so I hope everything is still on because my camera started to overheat. So I'm filming this a little bit later, so I had lunch. If I look different, that's why. But I was about to tell you about my sock purchases. As you will see in a minute, I got some shoes, but Japan does socks like this. Let me see if I can show you a different color. That have 5 toes, which I thought was fun. So I got them in 4 colors. They're from Muji. And then I also got tabby socks. So these have just your big toe that sticks out and then the rest of the toes. And I got a pair of tabby shoes for the first time. They were very comfortable when I tried them on. So I got those. And then from Loft, I got a sun umbrella. I did bring an umbrella on the trip that was... I got it from Uniqlo in the Netherlands, and it said it was okay for sunshine as well. But these can be used for both sun and rain, and these have the black inside in the umbrella. Mine didn't have that. And this one, as you can see, is super small. So this is going to be super helpful to take with me to, I don't know, if I go to a festival or if I'm like traveling. And it comes in this cute little pouch. And it actually has a scalloped edge, so that's why I got that one. It's just gray. I'm not going to unfold the whole thing, but it has the black inside, so it helps against the sun as well. So got that one because that's something that Japan is known for. If you're in Japan, you see everybody walking around with little sun umbrellas, and I definitely copied them because... I found it really helpful. I actually didn't get a single sunburn while I was there, which is usually one of my biggest struggles when I'm traveling. So, so I did end up getting this one to help myself in the future as well. And then, as you will see in a second, when I show you what presents I got for other people, my mom's request was to bring her back a kimono, and before I left, it wasn't on my wish list, but then I got her a really nice one, and this store, it was super touristic. It was in Asakusa, near the temple, so it was, I'm pretty sure you can find them cheaper, but on the entire trip, whenever I spotted kimonos, they were around this price point, so I felt it was like pretty fair, and these were cotton. And I hadn't seen a single cotton one on the entire trip. Most of them are polyester, if you find them at a reasonable price point. And I didn't want that. I know my mom doesn't like that either, so I'll show you which one I got her in a second. But I got a red one for myself. So it's this really nice print with like cherry blossoms, and then it just has, there's a temple and there's things like that, but I wanted red because red is my color. I have already worn it. I do need to wash it, so I'm going to do that right now after filming the video. Because these can be washed. It comes with a little sash. So I got a little kimono. I'll pop a picture up on the screen of what this looks like on if I don't forget about it. But yeah, this is my new kimono. And then I went to Uniqlo because that's like the only clothing place in Japan where I can even buy clothes. A lot of clothing in Japan is one size fits everyone, which I always deem one size fits no one. So if you want to find something with sizing that you're familiar with, then Uniqlo is like the only place to go. So I got a new bra top. They did this really nice red number. Then I got 2 t-shirts for myself. I got this white one with Mount Fuji on. And then I got a Super Nintendo one. I actually have a Yoshi t-shirt already from this line. But this is Mario Kart, which I thought was fun. And I needed like a new black and a new white graphic tee. And then I just got this from their fall collection. It's a merino wool t-shirt in a burgundy with a nice little short sleeve. I thought that was fun. That I probably could have bought here in the Netherlands as well. The Fuji t-shirt probably not because it was part of their Japan collection. And then the Uniqlo flagship store in Ginza does embroidery, and you can get something embroidered yourself if you want, or you can buy things that are pre-embroidered. So this is the classic sort of baguette style Uniqlo bag, and it's got Mount Fuji, some cherry blossoms, and a little shrine embroidered on it. So I thought that was like a nice sort of keepsake from the trip as well. And then the final things I got for myself are shoes. So when in Japan, you buy yourself some Onitsuka Tigers. So this is a Japanese sneaker brand that I actually had a jacket by when I was a student. I picked it up very randomly from a thrift store. So I was familiar with the brand already, but the shoes here in Europe are about twice as expensive as they are in Japan. So what was on the wish list before I went? A pair of Onitsuka Tigers. They do many fun colors, and they do metallic ones as well. I wanted to get the silvers, but my size was sold out in all of Tokyo, so I ended up getting green metallic. So these are my Onitsuka Tigers. They are really soft, especially for them being metallic. I did try them on, and I have pretty wide feet. So I'm not sure how comfortable they're going to be when I wear them the entire day, because these are pretty narrow shoes, just so you know. But I just thought they were a lot of fun and not something that you're going to see a lot of people in Europe wearing all the time. And then this is the final item. This is why I got the socks. I told you I bought Tabbies, but I got Nike Tabby shoes. So these I haven't seen anywhere in Europe. They are a sneaker. They actually look like my old dance sneakers that I used to have. And then they have the toe detail. So the toe is separated and it just has Velcro. And this was the last pair in my size at the store. I got them from ABC Mart, it says it's a UK size 4.5 and a European size 38. They fit. That's all I knew. They weren't too big in the toe. Nike usually runs a little small for me, so I very often have to size up with them. And it also has the Velcro in the back. So if it is a little bit big, I figured I can just attach the Velcro in a slightly different way and it will be fine. So this is all stretchy and it's sort of like elastic. They're very weird shoes. They're probably a little Marmite, but I spotted them one of my first nights in Kyoto. I found an ABC Mart in Nishiki Market and I was like, well, I'll probably be able to find them when I get to Tokyo. Like, I decided to not shop too many things until I got to Tokyo. That's where I got most things. Because I didn't want to have to lug around everything throughout Japan. So yeah, these are my new shoes, and that's why I needed Tabby socks, because I was like, it's going to be uncomfortable with an actual pair of socks. And then if you know me in real life and you took care of my plants, or you're a friend or a family member, then now you need to scroll away, because these are the bits I bought for family members. So as I mentioned, I got my mom a kimono. I got her a navy blue one with like cherry blossoms all over it. Then for my brother, who is completely into like horror, metal, those kind of things, I got him a Uniqlo t-shirt with a manga horror thing on the front. I thought it was very much him. I got my best friend a Hello Kitty as well. I'm sure she already has it because she's been to Japan before. And then I got my brother's kids something as well. I went to Universal Studios, so I had to get them a keychain each. So I got Mario and Princess Peach, a boy and a girl. And then I got them t-shirts from Uniqlo as well. So I got this one for my nephew. This is a little bit smaller, but it's probably still too big for him. But the sizing is really weird. And then this one is for my niece in the beige, which again is probably too big for her. But I figured this way they have some nice t-shirts that they can wear and something to play with. My sister-in-law a hairpin that they sell at kimono shops. And then I got my dad's socks, because I never know what to get my dad, and he's a very practical person. But Family Mart does socks. And this is apparently like men's sizing, so this is up until a size 44. So it should fit my dad. They go from a size 22 to 25 and a size 25 to 28. So this should be fine. So I got my dad's socks. I just thought that was fun. And then last but not least, I got some incense and one of the good luck charms that I also bought for myself for my one neighbor. And then, because I'm seeing them for dinner next week, so I just got her something small. And then I got my other neighbor who took care of my plants on my house while I was away, a fan. Really pretty, because I thought that was a nice thing. And she has 2 little babies, and they're twins. So I found this at Kittyland. It's like Japan's toy store kind of thing. And it's these 2 little keychains. I'm not even sure what the IP is on these. But they have a little magnet, and then they attach together, and it's like a little star and this little, I don't know what it is, but it's a boy and a girl. And I figured that this for twins was so fun because even though they can be apart, they will also stick together. So I thought that was fun, and I got her one of those good luck charms as well. Oh, and then for my brother's kids, I thought this was a donut you could eat because it just said Kirby donut on the packaging, but it's not. So I'm going to give this to my niece and nephew as well. So this is a little Kirby. And that's everything that I got from Japan. So it was a lot. This is why I'm pretty shopped out right now for the time being. So now I need to give everything a place in my home, wash the kimono so I can start wearing that, take the knife into use and all that. So I think I got some good things and also some hopefully nice things to give away to you guys. So thank you so very much for watching this video today. Like I said, if you want to check out some of my other Japan content, check on Instagram, which is at IndieQueen84. And also check out my second channel, which is Floating in Books, which is linked, both of them are linked in the description box down below for some vlog content as well if you want to know what I was up to. So thanks so much for being here today, and then I really hope to enjoy your presence once more in a new video. See you soon. Bye-bye.